Welcome one all, my name is Tawess, and yes, I did get a new haircut. Thank you very much for asking. But that's not why we're here today. Previously I mentioned when the first teaser trailers for Need for Speed Heat came out that I was worried about the brake drift system. The arcade over-the-top system that basically means that the only way you can take a corner in modern Need for Speed games is to drift through them. Which of course makes for cinematic things, but is not particularly, how should I put it, it's not particularly good. But in the latest update to the game, as in preview media, EA talks a bit about the handling model, and they actually admit that they probably took the whole brake drift thing a bit too far. And that is nice, because I've been bringing this up and people have been like, oh no, it's fine, it's okay, don't worry about that, it's arcade. And it's like, yeah, the Crew 2 is arcade too, but that doesn't have the brake drift thing to the same degree. I mean, compared to the last Need for Speed game, the Crew is a bloody sim. That's how bad it is. Now, my personal favorite has always been Need for Speed Shift, and they talk about Shift in this update, basically bringing out how this was the game that broke this mold of arcade driving models. But as mentioned, now they have an idea here. Hear them out. This is radical. Let the players do the tweaking. Let them pick their own path. And I mean, this is revolutionary stuff. Who would have thought about this before? Okay, I'm being nasty for no reason. Basically, they're bringing back that hardcore tweaking. You can tweak more components, you can adjust your car better. And the idea is that this will be a risk-reward system. Meaning that if you get good at it, your car will most likely outperform a baseline car, but it will be much harder to drive. So in essence, it will be a step up from the classic automatic versus manual transmission. So what can one tweak? Well, there are no exact list, but let's see here. They did list it somewhere and throw through things. Well, basically, drivetrain, trains, shocks, everything. God, I really... Anyway, it was basically, you have 3 distinct categories that change the handling performance of each part, like suspension, differential, tires, engine, everything. And this allows you to tweak the car towards a specific play style, but also a specific type of handling. So you can have a drift car that is basically designed to use the brake drift system, or you can have one is power drifting, or the more classic e-brake drifting. And that's kind of nice. There's a lot about drifting in this one, because drifting is where the things have been really wonky. Because, dear Lord, the drifting, as fun as it is to do this cinematic slipping and sliding through the entire scenery, precision has never been the thing. And that's pretty much why I left Need for Speed games. I hated that on-rails feeling that it gave you. Because basically you hit the brake, the cars are drifting, and then you're no longer in control. The game does drifting for you. And if you do grip, the car instead gets very twitchy. And it gets hard to understand where the car is going, and that wasn't fun. It's arcadey, but it wasn't fun. For me at least. Some other people liked it, but I didn't like it. So now they're going to do this new thing where they're going to try and give some of the control back to their players, and I hope this will make the driving feel at least as good as the Crew. I mean, we're not expecting Forza levels of realism here. And dear Lord, we're actually using Forza as a level of realism setting. But yeah. Not a Forza Horizon level of realism, but better than last. Because if they don't, I think this will be the final nail in the coffin. It's from me. I won't care going forward. So yeah, I actually found where this talked about. What they're looking at exposing and balancing. This is what to say. This meant that we had to work with exposing and balancing of everything from steering, differential, clutch, brake bias, all the way to the tire model itself. This sounds promising, because being able to build a nice grip car for racing is fun, because that gives you the control you need. And if you can't stop it being overly twitchy, you might actually be able to use the power you can put into the car. Because, as I said, with those systems, if you went grip on a high power car, it was so twitchy, it was so spazzy, it was undrivable basically. So yeah, Need for Speed Heat is promising a lot, and looking forward to the game, test it out. We'll probably do it through the Origin service, because I'm not entirely sure I want to put down money for it to begin with. Maybe later, I'll try it out. But since you have no news on new Forza game, this could tide me over, because, stuff. And here's the thing. The thing that makes me hopeful is basically the tying off piece, where they go like, we have evolved the drift mechanic to make use of the player's skill and control even further for drift builds, in addition to throttle control drift. For the first time in Need for Speed history, players can control the angle of the drift via the throttle. This is interesting, because that makes things interesting, because this is what you're used to, basically. So yeah, Need for Speed Heat, building up to be a really nice game. It's sort of the best. It's basically the greatest hits album, and that can be good. I think it's gonna be nice. I don't know. I have hopes, high hopes. Maybe not, but hopes at least. We'll see. I'll get back to this once we know more information. Until next time, stay safe, be kind, and play fair. Bye.